Sue, before we get to that interesting tweet, let's start with the financing round. What do we know?
Well, an investor who participated in the initial $44 billion buyout round for Twitter back in the end of October has confirmed that Musk's own family office has been reaching out to potential backers in the past week. They want new investors to come in at the equivalent of $54.20 a share, the same price that Musk and other investors paid. We know that Musk has said he overpaid, but that he's confident going forward the longer-term prospects will bear out the cost. His initial buyout loaded up Twitter with $13 billion in costly debt. He's been slashing jobs and costs since taking over, so it's not clear whether these new investors would help pay down debt. Meanwhile, the turmoil at Twitter is weighing heavily on Tesla stock. Just look at the last week. It was in fact the worst week since the early days of the pandemic. You can see the steady slide there. Big picture year to date, Tesla now down 57%. The slide has been accelerated by analysts citing concern about demand for Tesla vehicles, and also, as we now know, accelerated by the fact that Musk was selling just over $3.5 billion in shares last week. Many are speculating that it was to help pay down the debt weighing on Twitter.
Let's get back to this poll. He says he's going to abide by the responses that he gets on whether or not he should step down.
Yeah, amazing as it is, he's put this out to Twitter followers. He's been under enormous criticism in the recent weeks, including firing more than half his staff, allowing back previously banned users. He's now tweeted out a poll to followers on whether he should step down as the head of Twitter, yes or no. It went out Sunday. Typically, he allows these polls to stay out there for about 24 hours. We saw that when he asked followers whether he should sell Tesla shares for tax purposes earlier in the year, should there be an edit button. So it will be interesting to see what these results are, which he says he will follow. He also announced in a tweet that going forward, he will hold votes on major policy changes. He caused a whole new level of controversy over the weekend and late last week by blocking a number of journalist accounts, mainly, he said, journalists who allegedly doxed him by revealing the location of his private jet. Let's listen.
You're not special because you're a journalist. You're a Twitter. You're a citizen. So no special treatment. You dox, you get suspended. End of story.
You dox, you get suspended, end of story. He said you're not special because you're a journalist, but the fact that he did block a number of journalist accounts, some of whom he's now reversed, did get harsh criticism of the weekend from the EU and the UN. Musk also announced he will be removing accounts created solely to promote other social media platforms. That means accounts promoting rivals and containing links to like Facebook, Instagram, Mastodon will be taken down. So a lot going on. It'll be interesting to see how things play out come Monday. Back to you.